What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Now, I get out here on a weekly basis, see how many fish we can get to the boat. All you have to do on your end is subscribe to the channel, guess the weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, you can walk away with a nice little payout for your pocket. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. They are the original sponsor of this thing we call Bass for Cash. Now, today, what we're going to do is just focus on going shallow. I'm going after one big fish for the tournament this weekend. So I'm going to be throwing a crankbait. I may pick up a spinnerbait, but I just want to get out here, kind of move around. Oh, but you know what? I do have to throw my shaky head just a little bit. So we're going to be testing out this thing, guys. I told you what we were doing. Does anybody know what this is right here? Do you know what that is? Oh yeah, we're going to be out here testing out our reception with the Starlink. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get straight to it. Shout out to FishXLive. All right, remember, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. And what's the other thing? Guess the weight of the fish. That's it, all right? Let's go ahead and head out to the first spot. And I'll be in and out of the chat seeing what you guys are talking about. Whoa, what is that right there? We just went over a nice looking fish sitting out here in about 30 feet of water or so. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let me grab a spoon. You see how quick plans can change? Let's see, is my spoon down here in this little cluster of rods that I haven't taken the time to set up? Actually, you know what? I took my my spoon off. So let's just see what this fish will do with a drop shot. As you come into the chat, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button for me. Okay, what is that right there? All right, who do we have in the chat today? See if we can play around with that for a little bit. Actually, let's see if we can change something real quick. Let's go in here. All right, is that a little bit better? There we go. There we go. Had to swap sides just for a quick second. All right, so let's look on sonar too. Let's see if I can hop into the chat. Shout out to Eric. We got GL Jones. All right, just bear with me, guys. I'm just getting everything set up. We're just getting out here today. Just check something real quick. Yeah, it's a lot warmer out here than what I was expecting. All right, let's go ahead and keep on moving. All right, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, guys. Like I said, what we're doing today is we're going to be testing out the reception on the Starlink. So I'd appreciate any feedback you guys could give me as far as that goes. Today, we're going to try to focus on, see this little cluster down here, guys. I haven't really put things away since my last tournament. But there we go. So we're going to be throwing this spinnerbait and a crankbait. But before we get to that, we're gonna be throwing this. Was this the one that broke off last time? It sure is. So let's get the other one down here so I don't have to worry about retying for right now. We'll go ahead and put some stank on it and get ready. So we're gonna go and check out some areas that I generally lose reception at so that we can see how things are going for you guys. All right, and I want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, the original sponsor of this thing we call Bass for Cash. All right, let's put a little stank on it, and then we're gonna roll out. Put a little bit of stank on it. All right, so guys, this weekend, the big tournament coming up on Lake Guntersville. Do you guys have some favorite anglers? What do you guys think about the format? Go ahead and get active in the chat. I'm gonna be fishing, and I'll be in the chat a little bit too, but I'm gonna be running to my first spot. But as always, make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in and get active in the chat. Let's have some fun. Oh, you know what? I have to switch the handle on this one. So yeah, what are your predictions? What do you guys think about how Lake Guntersville is fishing and everything this weekend? So I will be on Lake Lanier this weekend on Saturday. So we have a tournament. I have a tournament on Lake Lanier. Generally known for some very big spotted bass, but I'm gonna be on the hunt for some largemouth out here on Lake Lanier. All right. All right, so first we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna run to an area where I generally don't have very good reception, so I can get some feedback from everybody in the chat. All right, let me check something else out. All right, there we go. There we go. Now I can hop in the chat with you guys. All right, let's do some quick shout outs. We got GL Jones tuning in. Beards and Bass, what's going on? I know you were out there doing your thing down there in Florida. I think you got 5th place in a big tournament down there. Shout out to Scotty Barnes. What's going on, Scotty? You trying to get some tips for Lake Lanier? Shout out to Texas Noob. We got Andrew in the chat. He says, any luck catching anything? No, sir. So we are just getting started. So if anybody is watching now, we are just getting tuned in. We're just getting started. Beers and Bass says, you went with Starling. Nice choice. Clarity looks great. All right, really appreciate the feedback. Yeah, we're out here just testing a few things out. And at the same time, I'm kind of getting prepared for a tournament this weekend. But it's kind of going to like a big bass tournament for me because I'm just going after one fish. So I'm gonna kind of stick to spinnerbait, crankbait, something like that, and go back into some coves and see how that works out. You never know. Texas Noob says, "What's the box in the seat?" That's a charger. Can you see it? Yep. So that's all. It was a nice and quick setup. All right. Chef Boy says, "We in the fish catching business today." All right, we're gonna see about that. Business Bass says it's a power inverter. No, sir. It's just a simple charger. Business Bass says, "Make sure it's strapped down for sure." All right, and big shout out to Beards and Bass, guys. He came in 5th place in the Cabela's. I think it was a big bass tournament this weekend. All right, let's go ahead and get moving. So we're gonna go straight to an area where I generally lose reception at, and we're just gonna see how things look. All right, it's a little windier out here than what I was expecting it to be, but I'll probably stay out here for like 10, 15 minutes in this area just so we can kind of check the reception and stuff like that, guys. Yeah, the wind is definitely a little more than what I was expecting for today. We'll get out here and see what we can do. Get one or two to the boat. Now, if there's anybody new in the chat, type the word new in the chat. Type the word new if you're new to the channel. I want you guys to welcome any newcomers to the channel. And if you could, let them know what this thing called Bass for Cash is all about. Reset a few things. And at the same time, might as well get my crankbait out. Well, you know what? These winds out here, this is not gonna work out too well. Let's go ahead and fight our way over here to this bank a little bit. So somebody was asking about the water temps and stuff like that. I'll check that in just a second. Just went ahead and reset a few things. So I'm trying to work my way over toward these rocks. And all we're gonna do is just fish our way around this point. What's going on, Jarvis? All right, guys, I'll be in and out of the chat the best that I can. But right now, I'm not able to see the chat just yet. Casting into this wind is not going to be a good thing. So the water temp, 45 degrees. The outside air temp feels like it's in the 50s. Goodness. All right, I'm not gonna do that again. Yeah, so it's kind of windy out here. I was wanting to stay out here for a minute, but it's not gonna work out. So we're gonna go ahead and take off and head to another area and just kind of get out of this wind. We're in some real shallow water right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's probably about 2 feet of water sitting right here. All right, let's make a few casts, about 2 casts with this shaky head. Then we're gonna pack up and just go ahead and go back to these coves like I was originally telling you guys. Uh-oh, wait a minute. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. I'm gonna have to get into the chat, guys. It's a little windy out here, so I'm out here kind of fighting this wind. We're gonna pack up and get out of this wind and go back into some coves. But I always got to give credit where credit is due. If you see something, I need you to say something. If you see something, say something. All right, let's go ahead and move to another spot. All right, let me hop in the chat real quick and see what I'm seeing. See if what I see is what I'm really seeing. All right, let's see, guys. Let's see, which way should we go? All right, I can't read the chat just yet. It's too much wind and water over here. Big shout out to Joe Winkler, guys. I need everybody to put JW in the chat. Shout out to Joe Winkler. All right, while we're idling into the next spot, let me just hop in the chat real quick, see what I've been missing. I see you guys have been getting active in the chat. Really appreciate the strong support of the channel. We're just out here riding along today, checking out a few things, getting ready for the big tournament this weekend. All right, just bear with me. I just need to hop in the chat because I see some very important people are tuning in. Let's go ahead and move that. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see. So I see we have Big Row in the chat. Let me just scroll back up here just a little bit. Did you guys shout out Joe Winkler? Big shout out to Joe Winkler sliding on in and hitting us with that $20 on the super chat. Really appreciate that, sir. Beers and Bass said, you won't lose us. Joe Winkler said he's new. All right, Beers and Bass says, you need to make a wind sock for that phone, for the phone. Yeah, I need a little. So yeah, I don't have a headset on today, guys. I'm just gonna be out here scouting out a few areas and things like that. Big Ro says, money, I got 2 coming up there. Okay. You got 2 tournaments going on. What's going on, Dottie? You got Dottie in the chat. Spot Snatcher is back in action. All right, we got Wendell. What does Wendell say? Love that rod. One of the best cranking baits. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a nice one. All right, so Joe Winkler, shout out to Joe Winkler, came in with the 20 spot. Joe Winkler says, let's start this party off right. Fire up that forward-facing sonar. If you ain't scoping, you just hoping. I mean, I might be a little bit of scoping and hoping today, Joe. We're just out here scouting out a few things, going to see what we're going to make happen. What's going on? We got Demetrius in the chat. Good to see you. Shout out to the Facebook people. Joe Winkler says, who's all got Starlink? Yeah, who else in the chat has Starlink? Shout out to Mike Murphy says, man, the day turned out to be good. I should have went out. Yeah, I'm going to be out here just for a little bit, but I'm nowhere near where I plan on fishing this weekend, so we'll see. Joe Winkler says, I've been thinking about it. Just put the portable unit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is a members-only live stream. So anybody that's thinking about getting Starlink, I'll walk you through my complete setup. But turn the motor off. But let me just show you guys. I have it set up very nice and simple. Have the software set up on the phones and everything, and it's being powered by just this little small battery. Gives me 10 hours or more worth of power on there. So if you're interested in that, I will do a members only live stream for the people that's interested in finding out more about the Starlink setup. All right, Andrew says, I don't like bait casters. Oh yeah, especially in the wind. Shout out to Donald Brown in the chat. Kevin said, what's going on? We got Kevin Underwood. We got a local celebrity in the chat. He says, are they chewing today? Not for me, sir, but I know you're out there making things happen. You're always making things happen. We got to hook up sometime on the lake. All right, guys. I'm just going to throw a crankbait around these docks and just kind of go around here. Like I said, make sure you guys continue to get active in the chat. Michael Porter said he should have went to the lake too. Make sure you guys continue to get active in the chat. Just let me know how the how everything is looking, because we're out, like I said, we're testing out this Starlink today. All right. Again, big shout out to Joe Winkler. All right, let's see. All right, in the chat, what do you guys think? You guys see the water over there? I'm going to be fishing along these docks. Spinner bait. Let me just show you the 2 options. You guys want to see some spinner bait action or crankbait action? So this is the crankbait we have right here. This time of year, I like that red color, but then when it comes to spinner baits, I kind of like that all white, and I have a gold blade on there. But what do you guys think in the chat? There he go. Fishing says not the Starlink. Kevin says good luck. Appreciate that. Big Rose says I'm a celebrity too. Don't forget about me. The old trusty rock crawler. Jarvis said you can't go wrong with that spinner bait. I guess we'll do both. We'll start off with the How about that? We'll start off with the spinner bait, and then when we get closer to that point, we'll switch over to the crankbait. All right, let me reset this unit. Long cast. So I wonder how the lake is gonna be this weekend. I haven't even checked the weather or anything like that. Man, see, I like docks like this, but the thing I don't like about it is I can see the boat slip that's in there. So I don't wanna, gotta keep this bait above it. I was gonna throw a shaky head in there, but that won't go over too well. All right, one more cast in there. All right, let's go ahead and spin back around. We're just gonna head over toward that point. And once we get to that point, then I'll switch over to a crankbait. But for right now, this is what we're doing. Just running this along the side of the docks, seeing if we can get something to come out there and put its mouthpiece on it. So right now, guys, the way that the screen is set up, I'm not able to see the chat the entire time. So make sure you guys continue to get active in the chat. What are your predictions for the tournament? And who has fished Lake Guntersville? What are your predictions for the Bassmaster tournament that's about to take place out there on Lake Guntersville, guys? And remember, for those that are interested, I will be doing a members only live stream going over the full setup for that right there, for that Starlink. I know you guys have seen a lot of people put them on their boats already. They have all this high-tech equipment, thousands and thousands of dollars, but you know your partner MoneyBass, you know, I got a a better deal for you that I can tell you about. So if you want to get into it, like I said, it'll be a members only live stream. I want to give a big shout out to the money team. Those are the people that you see that have the badges next to their name, the members of the channel. All right, let's speed up a little bit so we can hurry up and get up here to this point. Actually, what I want to do though is just run the shaky head right in front of this dock. And that is a big stump right there. Big submerged stump. I got the sun coming out a little bit. Get up here and do the same thing. Just run the shaky head along the side of this dock. See what we come up with. All right, perfect cast. Perfect cast, and all I need is a perfect fish. Just kind of let it sit for a second. So the water temps over here, like I said, somebody asked me earlier, it's 45 degrees. 45 degrees on the water temp. All right, let's see. Hope I don't get caught up in there. It's like it's some rope or something over there. All right, we got it. Jarvis says, I've had success throwing the old school beetle spin. All right, cool. We got, who is that? Pascal in the chat. All right, so once I get up here to this point, so lay down up there with some rocks and stuff like that on that point. So I'm going to switch back over to the crankbait once I get up there. Let's get this shaky head down the side of this dock one more time. All right, that water back there is a little deeper than what I thought. Let's get another cast, see if we can get it all the way to the back on that one. All right, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and start back covering some water with this crankbait again. Getting those rocks. Man, I bet this area is nice when the water's up. You guys see all these laydowns and rocks and stuff right here on this point? All right, there we go. So now we're out here on this point, but the water's way down. I'm just gonna kind of take it a little slow around these laydowns just to see if we got anything that want to come out and talk to us. Yeah, now this is definitely a nice area over here. Whenever the water levels come back up, this would be a good place for me to come and check out just to see. Just to see. All right, so right now we're sitting in 31 feet of water. And we're actually casting out to about 30 feet or so. Let's just see what's sitting right over there. Right off of that point. All right, what are you guys talking about in the chat? We got Texas. Lunker Hunter says, shad, and more shad. What's going on, William? Good to see you. Jarvis says, I've had success throwing the old school beetle spin. Good deal, good deal. Okay. All right, you know, I do have 2 lives going right now. Let's check out the other one. All right, there we go. There's all the people. Shout out to Texas Noob. He says money got it from Bruh Man from the 5th floor. Oh, Texas Noob, you like that Bass for Cash thumbnail? Yeah, we're just trying something new for 2026. Getting everything lined up. Patricia said it's going to take 93 pounds on Guntersville. What do you guys think about that? Is Patricia right? Bassmaster says, I do really well when it's 50, below 50 on the Kitech 3/16. Yeah, I might need to change some things up. Got Georgia Dogs. He said, not without forward-facing sonar, Patricia. He said that forward-facing sonar is going to be a game changer for him. So, Patricia, did you know that they're not going to be using forward-facing sonar for this one? Sitting in 20 feet of water. So we haven't been out here for quite 1 hour yet. Man, out there, I can hear the wind blowing in those trees. And the water looks kind of rough out there. But I'm kind of hid in a cove right now, so I'm not really getting into all of that like I was a little earlier when you guys first came on. I thought I felt a little tappy tap. Maybe I didn't. All right, so the water seems to be dropping a little bit. The water temp seems to be dropping a little bit lower. It's sitting at 45 degrees. Spot Snatcher says they will catch him without it. Georgia Dog said he has the total weight at 79 pounds. I think 79 pounds is going to take it. I kind of think that the results, I think they're going to do better than what people are expecting. Spot Snatcher says cold runoff from snow the further you go back. Okay. Patricia says Tucker won $1 million. What was that? Without forward facing sonar? Okay. Patricia says she knows what she's talking about. Patricia says she knows a few things. We got a few little customers out there. Not sitting on the bank, but just casting out. Casting out to about 20, 30 feet of water. Might have to chin check him, guys. There's a little bit of action out here. But yeah, I kind of figured it was going to be kind of slow. I mean, it's been a real nice day out here today. It turned out a lot better than what I was expecting. I didn't think I was going to make it out on the lake at all today because the forecast called for rain and storms and all kind of stuff like that. But as you see, it ended up being a real nice day. Like I said, the outside air temp sitting around probably in the 50s. Oh, we got him. We got him. We got him. We got the tappy tap, and I had to peel it back. Do you see that? I felt the tap. He feels like a decent one. Oh, yeah, he's going sideways. He's going sideways. He's a fighter. That right there, folks, is what we call bendation. There he goes. Do you see him down there? All right, let's see if we can flip him. Get some speed up on him. Boom. There we go. We hit him with the flip. Popped him in the lip and got him with the flip. Just like that. Bam. Right in that mouthpiece. All right, guys, we're going to do this thing called Bass for Cash. Anybody that's new to the channel and you don't know about it, Bass for Cash, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, guess the weight of the fish, and just like that, you can walk away with some cash in your pocket, courtesy of SWAT Lawn Operations. All right, it's a it's a decent one. It's a good one. It's all right. I mean, it's worth about a what? Oh my goodness, you guys know there's some bonus bucks at play right now too. Shout out to Texas Noop. He threw a 40 piece back in the payout, I believe. Everybody need to put Texas Noop in the chat. Everybody put Texas Noop in the chat because I believe he boosted that payout for you guys up an extra $40. All right, I need to hop in the chat. Let's see what you guys had to say about the hook set. Let's see what you had to say about the hook set in the chat. Patricia said top 25. Bam, look at that. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get another one. Let's see if we can get another one. I knew I felt the tappy tap. Shout out to Spot Snatch. You said bendation. Joe Winkler says he thinks there will be. Wait a minute. Did I feel another tappy tap, guys? I thought I might have built a tappy tap. You guys aren't too talkative in the chat today. What was the bendation rating? In the chat, go ahead and drop a bendation rating for me. Let me check out the other stream, see what you guys are talking about. Shout out to Tom Mix. All right, listen, guys. Anybody that is watching from the vertical feed, if you're watching from the vertical feed, go to the full screen. Go to the full screen feed. There's a dual feed going on. So anybody that has been on the channel for a while, you guys should be able to go and see the full screen live stream that's going on right now. because I see some of you are still on the vertical, on the small screen. But head on over to the big screen. That's where everybody is at. Most of the people are over watching from the big screen, guys. Tom Mix said the bendation is real. Oh yeah, the bendation was really real. Yeah, I felt the tap, but I was like, let me make sure that's not going to be a false bite sensation first, because I didn't need anybody laughing at me. Joe Winker said, are the scales open? No, sir. Scales aren't open yet. All right, so guys, today we are running a dual feed. So I'm waiting to see if AC is going to come in the chat to see how she wants to run this Bass for Cash. Blaster says, okay, we on widescreen. That's right. We're on the widescreen today, guys, but we're running a dual feed. So we're if you're watching from the Facebook side of things, you will be able to see all of the chat and everything that the same people are seeing on the widescreen. But if you're on the vertical stream, if you are on the vertical view, I need you to go to my channel on YouTube and go to the full screen, because that is probably where you will be able to put the guesses in at. All right. So in the chat, if you're on the vertical feed, type vertical in the chat. Shout out to Blaster. He says he was over on the vertical side. So are you able to, can you still tell who's on the vertical stream and who's on the wide screen now? Because I remember before there was kind of a way that you could tell. Yeah, so this right here would be a nice area to throw a like a little minnow, like what you guys were talking about. Some nice cover down there. Some more fish down there. Let's see if we can get another one to bite. And then we're gonna keep on going. Man, I remember all those rocks and stuff over there are normally completely under the water. And now they're just all out because the water level is very low. Shout out to Texas Newt. He says he's on the big screen. So we got one in the live well. We're waiting for AC. Shout out to Joe Winkler. He says, how do you know where's the two screens? So if you just go and do a search on YouTube and just search MoneyBass fishing, then you'll probably see that there are two lives right now. You'll probably see two lives. And then you just choose the one that has the wide screen. Spot Snatcher says, I want that cash. All right, so we're just waiting to see if AC is going to tune in. It's kind of a little pocket over there. See what do we have going on. Joe Weekler says you can't see the regular screen. Oh, I can't see the chat on the regular screen. So no, I'm on the big screen. I'm on the big screen. So I'm on the full view. Let me just show you guys. Do you see that right there? That's what the full view looks like. And if you take a look, you can see the chat down there. So for me, I'm only able to see the people that are on the full screen. It's Phil in the chat. Phil says, man, I never got a notification of when you started fishing. That's because you wasn't living right, Phil. You wasn't living right. I knew what you were gonna say, so I told YouTube to hold off on giving you a notification. All right, we're gonna throw right down in front of this dock right here. Then we're gonna go on around into this cove. Well, that wasn't the cast that I wanted. Let's go ahead and reel it back in. Don't want to hit that metal roof, have that thing echoing all through this cove. That's a little bit better. What's going on? We got Andre in the chat. He says, I heard you finally caught a fish, so I had to jump online so I can get that cash. How did you hear about that? Who told you about it? Who told you about it? But actually, whoever did, I appreciate it. I appreciate for passing the info along. They were like, hey, let me call my buddy Andre so he can split that cash with me. They're probably gonna want half if you win. The Bass Hunter told you, okay. Shout out to the Bass Hunter. He won the last battle of the anglers out there on Lake Altoona, so he has a little cash in his pocket. I'm pretty sure he's in here watching too. Mm. Man, these fish are hiding out here, guys. They're here hugging the bottom and hiding. All right, remember, if you're watching the vertical, oh, I was about to peel it back, guys. I felt the tappy tap. Blaster says, do you want, yeah, go ahead and let everybody know to come over to the wide screen. So the vertical live is pretty much for new people. So when someone first finds the stream, then they'll be over in that vertical feed. And then if they choose to stay, they should make their way over to the wide screen. Spot Snatcher said the safety's off. Oh yeah, you saw me. I was about to peel it back. All right, the sun is, you guys see that? The sun is on its way down and that wind is coming in kind of thick. That wind said, come here, let me talk to you. All right, make sure you guys let me know whenever AC comes in the chat. When AC comes in the chat, then we'll go ahead and weigh that fish. Blaster says, don't start Bass for Cash without me. Does anybody know what the payout for Bass for Cash is for today? In the chat, drop it in the chat. Let's see if anybody knows. Who's been paying attention and keeping track of things? Who knows what the Bass for Cash payout is for today? Phil said I'm about to catch a stick. Okay, Phil. George Dog said it's $500. If you put 400 something dollars in there, then you will be correct, Georgia Dog. Joe Winkler says 500 and some change. Oh my God. If it's $500 in there, I'm going to be guessing the weight of the fish too. All right, so now we're going to head on back here into the back of this cove. See how that works out. Georgia Dog says, I think 80 and 40. No, sir. Close. You're close. Well, actually, you did get one of the numbers right. Man, you see how that looks over there? Those rocks and everything on the bank. It's the bank now, but generally that stuff is all underwater. Let's make one more cast over here. It's starting to get kind of chilly out here now, guys, since the sun is back behind those trees. Ooh, I see something that looks very lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and drift on back here into this cove and reposition the boat. All right, I had to focus. All right, let's see. Is AC in the chat? Shout out to Roy. Shout out to Joe Winkler. Joe Winkler got it right. Spot set snatcher says throw down in the middle of that ditch. All right, you mean to throw straight down the middle? All right, so I'm throwing a shaky head. So I'm going to throw this thing out there, and we're sitting in about 25 feet of water. So we're going to throw it straight down the middle of that ditch and just fish it all the way back out. So there are fish down in that ditch. If I had my spoon on, I'd try to get one out of there with a spoon. But let me just show you. You see all these fish right here moving around? So there are definitely fish down there in that ditch. Just like Spot Snatcher was thinking, there's fish down there. And I probably need to just go ahead and drift back further into the ditch and then cast back up to these fish, because right now I'm kind of sitting right on top of them. So let's try that. All right, so it looks like they're right at the mouth of that cove. All right, so now we're going to turn around and we're going to cast back to those fish that I just went over. What's going on, Dottie? It's almost time to weigh a fish, so I'm just waiting to see if AC is going to come in here. So we came out here, put in about an hour and a half worth of work. Make sure it's all the way on the bottom. Still falling. Okay, there it goes. Now we're on the bottom. And that's what those fish are relating to right now, guys. They're sitting out there on the bottom. What's going on, City Man? We got City Man in the chat. Says I'm ready to win. Spot Snatcher said, go check out shallow in those ditches. He said they'd like to lay low. All right, don't forget, let me know if you guys see the DQ Queen in the chat. All right, so didn't get a bite on those that are sitting out here in the ditch. So we're gonna head up around here, around this this point. Maybe there's still some rocks that are coming out into that into the water from that point. Do we have any new subscribers? Anybody that is new to the channel in the chat? If you're new to the channel, type new in the chat. Oh yeah, it's starting to get cold now, guys. All right, cool. Blaster said I'm back. All right, I'm just gonna fish a crankbait around this around these rocks. See if we can get another one to the boat. Then we're gonna weigh that fish and head on out. Let me see. We put in about an hour and a half today. Just came for a quick look. All right, it's getting a little cold out here now. Let me head out here to some deeper water. Just take a quick look. All right, let's see. Do we have AC in the chat? Shout out to Rory. Rory says tomorrow the wind is due in, which will make it a little cooler. Uh-oh, not cooler. City Man says we will not be shut out today. That's right. Bernstein says, when is the road trip? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about the road trip. All right, let's ease on out here a little bit more. All right, that fell right where I needed it to fall. So if you take a look, that's my bait falling right there, right into some type of cover. It's almost down there. Oh man, and there's a fish, went right over to it. All right, let's see. Didn't take it. Didn't take it, guys. All right, we're gonna try one more thing on these fish down there. Go back here and get this shot. All right, what we're gonna do, guys, since AC is not in the chat, burning season. You want to do the honors of Bass for Cash today? I mean, not burning season. I meant to say, Blaster. Blaster, are you still in the chat? Bernstein said everybody gets a DQ. Shout out to Fred. He said that's a good pocket. Yeah, we got one. We got one out of this pocket. Let's see if we can get another one. All right, Blasted, are you back in the chat? Okay, he said yes, just got home. All right, just in time. All right, so Blaster, can you go ahead and do Bass for Cash? Just hit me with a yes or no, because I haven't heard from the DQ Queen. She hasn't been in the chat today. All right, Blaster says we are ready. All right, guys, so listen. I don't know if you will be able to do this, Blaster, but what we're gonna do is if there's anybody that is still watching in the vertical stream, if you are on the vertical stream, I need you to come over to the full screen to participate, to keep things nice and simple so everybody will see all of the same guesses and everything. So I'm giving you guys about 1 or 2 minutes, actually about 15 seconds to get over into the full screen. So you have to be on full screen, on the full screen, in order to participate, because we're running a dual stream, guys. But I need everybody to be on the full screen. And if you don't know what the full screen looks like, the full screen, let me just take a look and see. So on the vertical stream, we still have, how many people are still in here on the vertical stream? I can't really tell. 7. Okay. So there's 7 people that are still on the vertical stream. If you're on the vertical stream, you want to come out of that and go to the full screen. It'll look like this. And when you click on it, it's a full screen. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. All right, let me get this back up. All right, so I'm going to take the fish out, put the fish on the measuring board so you guys can take a look. Let me just let this get caught up first. All right, Blaster, as soon as you type ready in the chat, I'm going to take the fish out, and then you can open the scales for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Remember, you have to be a subscriber. You have to be subscribed to the channel in order to participate. All right, so Blaster, once I see you type ready in the chat, then I will show you guys the fish. All right, there's the fish down there. All right, we are ready, guys. Remember, you have 2 minutes. All right, there we go. Blaster, you can go ahead and open the scales. You guys seeing? Has a little bit of girthification on it. Not much, but it's you know, it's all right. And for those that don't know, right now, there's $60. Well, actually, somebody was correct. There's $60 in there for this fish. But if you are a member of the money team, you can walk away with the $80 bill off of just one fish, guys. All you have to do is guess the weight of this fish. Once you see scales officially open, then you have 2 minutes. All right, the scales are open, guys. You have 2 minutes to put your guesses in the chat. 2 minutes, and make sure you're on the full screen. All right. The rules of engagement for Bass for Cash are in the description. All right, there we go. Oh, the length on it, guys. You guys wanted to see the length. Oh, it's getting kind of feisty. The length on this one is about 16 and a half, just a little under 16 and a half. Just a little under 16 and a half on that one, guys. You have 2 minutes on the shot clock. Then we're going to turn the scales on, weigh them, and then we're up out of here because it's getting cold. Still says, sounds like you're near the ice cream man. Oh yeah, that wind is coming in now. Man, I need this 2 minutes to go by kind of fast. It's going by slow. It's cold out here. All right, let's flip back down there. See if it's another fish that wants to play. All right. All right, the scales are closed. The scales are closed, guys. All right, let's go ahead and break out the scale and see what we have. And we're up out of here. We came out here real quick, did this thing called Bass for Cash, had a good time. We weren't out here for a long time, but we were out here for a good time. All right, let's pack it up. All right, we're about to make it official like a referee's whistle. All right, now this fish was a little over 16 inches. Oh, man, it's feisty. All right, so we're gonna zero it out. All right, there we go. We're zeroed out, guys. I think this fish is about a 2.10. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Oh, 2.09. Your partner, I was close. Do we have a winner at 2.09? Do you see it? 2.09. It's a good one. If you were able to guess the weight of that fish and you were a member of the money team, that is a nice $80 bill. Wait a second. Is that yeah, that's an $80 bill. Oh, my God. Let's go ahead and let it go. Do we have a winner at 2.09? Let me hop back in the chat. No winners. Do you guys see it? Shout out to Joe Winkler. Shout out to Blaster. They said no official winner. Spot Snatcher says Joe was robbed. What happened with Joe? Dottie said I was cooking dinner. She said I ain't have time for Bass for Cash. It was 2.09, guys. Man, somebody could have walked away with a nice $80 bill. Could have went and bought something to eat with that, Dottie. All right, the Bass for Cash is real, just like the Bendation, guys. You know the routine. All right, make sure you guys tune in to be. Joe Winkler says, and violated. Joe Winkler says, I feel invaded and violated. Oh my goodness, not invaded and violated. Phil said, this game sucks. Look at Georgia Dogs putting in his gas. His gas. I thought he said boo. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, look, it is cold out here. We're about to head on in. I really appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Remember, I'm going to do a members only live stream for anybody who wants to know about this Starlink setup. Nice and simple, but there's some additional software that I have that really will help you out if you're looking into getting a Starlink setup. All right, guys. Big shout out to Joe Winkler. Appreciate you for sliding on in and hitting with that 20 piece. I think did you guys hear that? It sounds like Whipstick said, y'all don't want this money. Big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. And don't forget FishXLive. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next live stream.